Living in my car was rough. You don't sleep at night. You'll doze off and wake up for every little noise because you don't know who's around you. You don't know, even at the rest area they get rough. You can hear people because you're not the only homeless person living there. My health was failing. My legs were so swollen I could barely move around. So you can get away with that for only a certain amount of time. I'm Jennifer, and I'm a former Mission resident, and I'm now 2 weeks at the Faith House this Friday. Well, I've been homeless a little bit here and there in California and here, but the first time I became seriously homeless was in Alabama when we lost our place because of a tornado. Then I said, well, let's go to Oregon, because when we were here before, it was easy. We did not know there was a housing shortage here. We did not do our research, so I suggest do research before you up and move anywhere. So that was our mistake. So when we came here, my sister and her kids checked into the Mission, and we stayed with the dogs in the car for about 8-9 months through the summer and winter. Then I said we couldn't do it anymore, and we came to the Mission. That was the first time, and I was here for 8 months, and I programmed out into housing, and by bad decisions, I lost my place and was homeless again in my car. I let people come and stay that I shouldn't have. And I felt, for me, my bad choices were because I want to help people. So my friends and my family are homeless, so I wanted them to come, but I didn't let them live, but they came every day, stayed a long time during the day, and the landlord said they can only stay so many hours and not every day. So he kindly asked us to vacate the premises, and we kindly did. So that's a bad choice. Listen to your landlord. 8 months, we lived again in the vehicles for 8 months. And then that's when my health was failing badly. My legs were so swollen I could barely move around, because being homeless is tough. You don't get sleep, you don't get the proper medical, you don't go to the doctor because you're not properly showered and stuff. So when I came here, that's what made us come here, because my health was so bad when I came the second time. So the things I did this time differently, I saved money better. I went to chapel and I really got into it. So I learned a different way that God loves us and benefits us and is gracious with us, and I didn't have that before. Coming into the Mission the first time, I was running away from God, and now I'm running toward God, and that's what I think this time is different, that I have a love for God, and that I see His love for me. So when I came in, they made me get connected back with my primary health. I actually met with a lady named Linda Alexander, who helps with Social Security, and I'm on disability, but I wasn't getting the full benefits. So she called, helped me with that. Anything that you need to get your health and your mind right, they help you with that. Faith House is the next phase from the Mission, when all you're doing is really waiting for housing, and you have certain criteria you have to meet. I've saved my money, I'm back on track with the health, but when I heard about Faith House and us being able to transition over there, Shauna wanted me to, but I resisted, because I resist change, and that's just in my nature. Maybe it's everybody's nature. So I didn't want to go when they first started Faith House. So I got my housing, I have my HUD voucher, and I'm looking, but the housing market is not good here. So my time is ticking. She told me she thinks it would be a really good fit for me to go to Faith House, where I'll have more time to look, well, I'll have more time to myself. So she said to go there, so she made me go there. And I'm grateful for her to push me out the nest, so to speak, like the bird that doesn't want to fly and just wants to stay in the nest and stay comfortable. But we have to get out of our comfort zone to keep growing. So it's been great. I love it over there. Everybody says I'm different. I'm more smiling. I'm more happier. I'm more shiny. So I don't know. So that's what, for me, it's been great. I was looking for a vehicle, and Shauna was helping me look, and I found one I was gonna buy, and she told me to wait. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait. And then her mom, we call her Mimo, they called me. I was sitting over here in this desk because I was waiting to do an intake, and she called and told me she was gonna donate the car to me. And I'm like, what? I literally started crying. I feel like it was a blessing. It was a blessing that I did never expect for somebody to be so loving and so kind, to just give something like that. The license plate says Saving Grace. God's gracious to us. God gives us grace on everything and mercy and stuff. And when we're least expecting it, He shows up in the most miraculous ways.